like Angeles. Looks like Angeles. Home. 2:45 in the morning. MSP, we're back. We're heading back. All right, I am in MSP. I'm leaving Minneapolis finally. It's 5:30 in the morning. My plane board's at 7:05. I'm going against time this time, so I'm gonna lose a day and a half. I get to Seattle in a few hours. I got a 5-hour layover. And then I take off for Incheon, South Korea. That's gonna be an 11.5-hour flight. And then I get to Manila after Incheon. That's another 4-hour flight or so. So here we go, heading back to the Philippines. Excited, really excited to see Ann and everybody. So 2 weeks went by really fast.
Says no, I can't do it. You have to rebook.
it to Incheon. Now it's off to Manila. I did have to do an health pass, and I did have to do a forwarding ticket. So I took care of the forwarding ticket the night before I flew, and a health pass I did the same time. It's pretty simple, it takes about 5 minutes, and then you just get going. Look at my little Taquito. Hi, Taquito. All right, guys, a little quick update as in reference to the eTravel. It's called eTravel Pass now. And my onward ticket. I didn't need to show this when I was in Seattle when I boarded the Asiana Airlines. They made sure that I had a eTravel filled out, the barcode, the QR code, I'm sorry, that I would be needing when I got to Incheon or maybe I got to Manila, and also that I had an onward ticket, meaning I'm going to be leaving the Philippines within 30 days or within a couple months. So I had done both of those the night before. They did check that when I was in Seattle before I boarded the Asiana flight. Now when I got to Manila, when I was in immigration, they also checked my eTravel. Once you got to the line where they split you up to go to different immigration booths with your passport to get into the country, you also had to show that you had the QR code on your phone or a hard copy printed out. If you did not have that done, you had to go to some other counter and you had to you had to do it on your phone and then jump back in line. So make sure you have that before you get into line. Have it done the day before or so to make it easy on yourself. Onward ticket, all I did was buy a ticket to Bangkok because we plan to go to Thailand eventually. I also paid for the insurance or the $12 additional fee in case I needed to cancel, which I've heard you can also cancel these tickets, get your refund, put it on a credit card. I plan to go to Thailand sometime in the next year, so I will just postpone that to a date that we decide. Hopefully we can figure that out in the next 30 to 60 days, and I'll take advantage of that ticket already. So just an update real quick to the QR code, the eTravel, and the onward ticket, you guys. Got off the plane, went through immigration. You do need to prove that you have the QR code. Well, good, get it, order it.
I ordered it now.
So make sure you got your QR code or they'll make you go fill it out or go back to the end of the line. They check your passport, good stuff, and then you come down and grab a taxi. And this is where it gets confusing because everybody grabs your bag and wants to take you over to Terminal 1 or 2 or 3 or wherever P2P is. What is it? P2P?
P2P, this is special.
Where though?
No, this one is
Terminal 2?
Terminal 3.
Terminal 3, okay. So you come in international on Terminal 1 and you got to get to Terminal 3. So don't let these guys wrangle you and put you in a van for $1,500.
They said, you were fixed. How much? 1,550.
Yeah, and then the other one was 900. So you come here, you can get a metered if you want, which we've done before, and I think that was like 340 or 350.
You know what the best option? Grab.
Then we just ordered a Grab.
Order.
And it was 200 and something. 230 for a Grab taxi to get from one terminal to the other. So hopefully you can find somebody here with a phone that can order a Grab for you to get from 1 to 2 or 3 to whatever. I'm so burnt out right now. It's nice to see you, babe. I just want to get the hell out of here though. It's so fucking hot already. I'm so tired of it in the air for 3 days. I've aged 266 years in a matter of 28 hours. Jesus. Hey Nick! Nick! Look at Nick!
My new logo.
Woo-wee. All right, well you guys, you know what? It's been a long waited time. It's been 2 weeks, so I don't know how long this is gonna be. But you know what time it is. It's Adrian time!
Alright, long time no see. Shout out to Back Ice to Bananas from Ohio. Shout out to the Pawtucket 88 Club, namely Carol, Judy, Evan, Joyce, Bob, Linda, and Claire from Rhode Island. Shout out to Prince William from Cali. Shout out to Matty McLeod from Antioch, California. Welcome to the Philippines.
Yes.
Shout out to John Allen from Rhode Island. Shout out to Robert and Sheena from Austria. Shout out to Sian and Jay from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Shout out to Patrick from Malaysia. Shout out to Papa Bear from Florida. Shout out to Ben from Washington State. Shout out to David from Maine. Shout out to Marky Tarbins from Perth, Western Australia. Shout out to Ryan from Auckland, New Zealand. Shout out to Victor and Joby from Florence, Florida. Shout out to Bocam Dano from New Jersey. Shout out to Eddie from Pampano Beach, Florida. Shout out to Shane and Shane from Las Piñas, Metro Manila, Philippines. Shout out to Mike from Port Moresby, Papua New Guinea. Shout out to Willie from Australia. Shout out to Magno from Sapa Libutan, Angeles City, Philippines.
Don't know what he said.
Shout out to Tom and Janine from Minnesota.
Yes.
Shout out to Mason and Michael Cruz from Okinawa, Japan. Shout out to Elijah Cruz Abirel from Ashburn, Virginia. Shout out to Pippermo. Shout out to Robert and Evelyn from Texas. Shout out to John and Matty from Cali. Shout out to Roger and Wesley from Pennsylvania. Shout out to Charles from Houston, Texas. Shout out to Heidi and Mary Hinola from Minnesota.
Yes.
Shout out to Stephen Miller from Minnesota. Shout out to Raiden from Northern Cali. Shout out to Gary from South Dakota. Shout out to Robert from South Dakota. Shout out to Leonard Kills, former PBA basketball player. Shout out to Stephen Peterson from Minnesota. Shout out to Steve Bryce Grant from UK. Shout out to Richard from UK. Shout out to Rick from Missouri. Shout out to Dennis from Bermuda Island. Shout out to Bruce from Cali. Shout out to Roman Ari from Austin, Texas. Shout out to Chris and Karen from Northern Cali. Shout out to Greg and Vicky from Las Vegas, Nevada. Shout out to Ahmad from Denver, Colorado. Shout out to Mark and Rogie from Las Vegas, Nevada. Shout out to Mike and Alona from Colorado Springs. Shout out to Edgar and Jenny Cruz from Virginia Beach. Shout out to Jordan from Netherlands. Shout out to Rainer from Netherlands. Shout out to Kevin Aggie from Arkansas. Shout out to Scott Sparrow from 4029. Shout out to Sunny and Lee from San Diego, California. Shout out to Raymond Mendoza from Garden Grove, Cali. Shout out to Nick and Matt from Hawaii. Shout out to Glenn and Mikey from Hawaii. Shout out to Steve and Rona from Hawaii. Shout out to Will and Rhoda from Georgia. Shout out to Dave DeGrant from Cali. Shout out to Dan and Angie from Seattle, Washington State. Shout out to Wes from Tacoma, Washington State. Shout out to Johnny from Wisconsin. Shout out to Pinoy Dao from LA, Cali. Shout out to Red Gunner from Las Vegas, Nevada. Shout out to Little Jug, Temple Street. Shout out to Little Jug from Temple Street, LA, Cali. Shout out to Single at 40. Shout out to It's My Life, Philippines. Shout out to Focus in Asia. Shout out to Fun in the Philippines. Shout out to Not Dead Yet Adventures.
Whoa!
Gracias por verlos fanáticos del deporte.
You've been always saying hi to this guy from Papua New Guinea. So, what is it? What's the state capital?
State capital, Port Moresby.
Get out
Oh no,
of
it's
here.
not state. It's national.
Yeah.
The capital country.
Capital country.
Port Moresby. Yeah.
Okay. How about bird?
The national bird, Rajiana, bird of paradise.
Flower.
The national flower, Dendrobium lacentera.
Yes.
It's an orchid. It's an orchid. Yeah.
I would not know.
Yeah.
Who's the president?
Wait a minute. Additional knowledge. Papua New Guinea is the only country that has many languages.
Oh, really?
If I'm not mistaken, around 800 plus.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
People think it's India, but it's not. It's Papua New Guinea.
Papua New Guinea.
Yep.
Okay, good. And what do you got? What do you got?
Shout out to everybody now.
Ah, you sure did.
Happy birthday to Mason, Edgar and Jeannie's grandson.
Yes, Mason, happy birthday to you. Edgar and Jeannie, good to see some pictures of you guys as well. Hope you're all doing good. So you know what to do. Hit that like button. Give us a comment or two. Subscribe if you haven't. We're glad to be back. My back is sore, whatever else, but that's all right. This heat will ease the pain.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah. Hopefully it'll fit. They didn't have anything darker than that.
I
Little
like this one.
Minnesota shirt for him, everybody.
Thank you very much.